Top of the day to you. This is the JR Show. I am your host, JR Flores. You're listening to Kern Radio. Check us out online at kernradio.com. You can also download the Kern Radio app to your smart device. Take us anywhere you go. And now streaming live on YouTube. Head over. We are live right now. Apologies for missing all of you on YouTube yesterday, but we're back up live today. Just head to YouTube, search up Kern Radio, and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you can come along with us every single day. We're also on social media, Instagram, X, Facebook. Just look up Kern Radio. And if you are on our Instagram page, good for you. You probably saw the giveaway that we're doing. For those of you that are not following our Instagram page, go onto Instagram right now, search up Kern Radio, look for the first post or our latest post, and it is a Megyn Kelly giveaway. I was giving away tickets, the 2 weeks ago. Ralph was giving away tickets last week. Right now on our Instagram page, you will find a giveaway with instructions on how to enter. You guys know, if you're on Instagram, how it goes. Like our posts, follow us, share it to your story, tag your friends, all those kinds of things. It's up right now. Not only are these a pair of tickets to tomorrow's sold out Megyn Kelly live in Bakersfield at the Dignity Health Arena with Charlie Sheen and Victor Davis Hanson. And I heard Steve Hilton, governor candidate, is supposed to be in attendance. But these aren't just an ordinary pair of tickets. No. These are a pair of floor tickets. Yes, you will come down and sit amongst the who's who on the floor of the Dignity Health Arena tomorrow night to watch Megyn Kelly live. So head over to our Instagram and follow the instructions on the Megyn Kelly post to be entered into that contest. We will pick the winner tomorrow afternoon. Don't worry. These tickets will be transferred into your AXS account, so you don't have to worry about coming and picking them up. You're closed on Thursday. I can't get down there to grab my tickets. No, these will be sent directly to your AXS account. So go head over to our Instagram so you can enter that. I told you guys, you got to follow us on social media. If you're not, it's the same thing on YouTube. You got to follow us on YouTube. If you're not, there are going to be things that we do on those platforms now moving forward that we do not do here on the radio. So it gives you more incentive to go out there and find us on all of those social media places. We have a great show for you lined up today. Tomorrow, I mentioned Megyn Kelly will be in town. We'll talk a little bit about that and controversy brewing around her in regards to what else we'll talk about in just a matter of moments. The Epstein files being released. I believe, I'm not sure if he signed off on them yet, but there is a bill waiting on the president's desk for his signature to release all of the Epstein files. We'll discuss that. Texas gets their redistricting efforts blocked by a judge. We'll tell you what it means for Texas and how I think California should respond. I doubt we will, but Governor Newsom, I guess, already has responded. I'll tell you what he said, but I'll tell you what else he should add to his response. SNAP. No, not SNAP, but SNAP. Well, if you're my age, food stamps, because back then we called them food stamps. But, with today's all new age thing, and we can't call it this because you make people feel ashamed for whatever reason. So now we call it SNAP or CalFresh, and they don't even have to get the book anymore where they stamp them, hence the name, food stamp. Now they have a card, like if it's a debit card and nobody ever sees it. And there's no shame involved anymore because, we just give people free stuff all the time. We'll get into that. How many people here locally might be affected? And now that the government is up and running and SNAP benefits are being sent out once again, there are new standards involved. We'll tell you what those may be. And something we've spoken about before a little bit, sports betting. Is it the Wild West? Has it gotten out of control? a NCAA, well, I guess a former NCAA athlete, one who once spent time right here at Cal State Bakersfield, spent time dribbling the ball up and down the court for that men's basketball team that already has enough controversy surrounding it. I mean, why not add to it? This didn't involve his time at Cal State, rather his time after he left Cal State. We'll break down what happened, why he says he did what he did when it came to fixing and shaving points and over-under betting, and exactly pose the question: has sports betting gotten out of control when it comes to sports and allowing and how it's infiltrated and the athletes and the way that games can be, maybe not games, but stats can be manipulated, and those new ways of betting, which we can't do legally here in California because there's still not, you can't sports bet in California. Not even at the casino can you place sports betting.
No, we voted on that not too long ago.
And there's also legislation, watch out, that might be coming down that's going to ban the whole over-under betting and fantasy betting, the underdogs and the whatever, however, what is it? What's the DraftKings and all these other ones that say they're not gambling apps, but you bet money still.
Just leave fantasy football alone, please.
So we'll get that into that, and we'll have our man Chris, who is host of the Early Bird Special on our sister station, ESPN Bakersfield, 12:30 a.m., 101.1 FM. You can hear me stretch that. You can hear him. You can hear him every morning from 7 to 9 a.m., 12:30 a.m., 101.1 FM, the Early Bird Special, hosted by Chris Burdick, our very own, and Sparky, who's not in the building today, but we'll discuss sports betting. And I believe I have a pair of tickets to the Trans-Siberian Orchestra happening next Tuesday at the Dignity Health Arena. This is supposed to be one of those big electric lights, all kinds of sorts of crazy stuff. I've never been. I hear it's great though. And so we'll have a pair of tickets to that. Keep listening for your chance to call and win. But we will start with the Epstein files, as they have now placed the bill on the president's desk to sign after his reversal from last week, where he's this and that. And now he's saying, yeah, just release them all. Just release them all. Well, he's saying that because everybody's wondering, well, when are we going to get it, and what exactly are we going to get? Well, Mr. Trump was pretty smart in that not only did he make a reversal and say that, yeah, we should probably release it now, but he also started up a new investigation in regards to Jeffrey Epstein and his ties to other politicians. Most notably, I believe, Bill Clinton. And so with that saying, oh, we're going to open new investigations, the DOJ can't release files that might pertain to the opening of this new investigation. So while he was like, yeah, I'm all for it, behind he was actually going, well, I'll just start this investigation. That'll block all those from being released. And then I'll start this investigation. Will that keep those still being blocked from release? And then this investigation into this person will keep all these files still concealed as well. So it was a smart play. Let me make sure I got all of my bases covered, and then I can come out and say, yeah, actually, now I support this. Oh, goodness gracious, politics. Politics. It's crazy how we constantly are changing our minds about things, kind of in the same way that the Democrats now have changed their minds and saying and demanding the release of this, when these files aren't new. These files, and look, I'm all for releasing them. Trust me, I am, as long as it doesn't hurt the victims anymore, as long as it doesn't identify people that don't need to be identified, that need to be kept maybe safe, not because they are a pedophile, but because they've maybe provided information to help lock pedophiles away or list them at least in these files. And we all know how that turns out for people that are already ready to speak out. I mean, heck, Jeffrey Epstein killed himself in a jail cell. You don't think anybody else that has ties to this and outing people and those names get leaked wouldn't end up dead too? Especially, and I say this, and I shouldn't say it jokingly, but I mean, the Clintons aren't exactly squeaky clean when it comes to dead people. They have nothing to do with dying around them, I'll say. And those of you that have been around politics know what I'm talking about. No, he killed himself too. Okay. So I think that there needs to be some redaction here. We can't just let out files and go willy-nilly and put people at risk. But I am all about locking pedophiles away. Trust me. I want to see the names. I want to see the list. I want to see the itinerary, the flight manuscripts, who was on the island, when, how long, what for. Trust me. I want to see all that too. But at the same time, we have to keep people that need to be kept safe. Maybe there's victims on there that don't want their name out there. Maybe there's people, like I said, people that helped with the investigation that are scared for their life. We don't want to put those people at risk. So we have to be careful at the same time while releasing this information. But Democrats have had the opportunity to do this. Do you have the Speaker Johnson? Speaker Johnson was at the podium yesterday talking about this, and he stated the same thing. Go ahead. Where you been?
More careful manner, and it was not. And I'm going to point out again, when the authors were asked to fix it, they said they weren't interested in doing that. Okay, why? Because this is a raw and obvious political exercise. Again, I'm just going to leave you with this question. You should go ask them all. If you were so concerned about the Epstein files and protecting the victims, why didn't you do a darn thing about it for the 4 years of the Biden administration? All this stuff was sitting in a warehouse and nobody said a word about it. They didn't care. Now they're doing it. We all know why. Because they're trying to attack President Trump. That's it.
And that's exactly right. They're trying to attack President Trump with the Epstein files. And it's going to blow up right in their face. I don't know, because I don't have any way to see the files. I don't know what Donald Trump did or what these files are going to say. The only thing that I can think that's going to harm Donald Trump, because he's basically all but admitted that he knew something was happening. And so at what point do you become complicit by knowing that something is happening and you don't do anything to stop it? I think that is probably at least the biggest thing. That's maybe not the biggest thing, but the only for certain thing that we can pin on Donald Trump at this point, because I've heard no evidence that Donald Trump, and nobody else has, I think, at least as far as I've seen, has shown evidence that Donald Trump has done anything with any underage kid. Because I believe if that was out there, they would have used that a long time ago. Again, the Democrats have 4 years to prop something up. Those files have been there. They didn't do it during Biden. They didn't do it when they held the House and the Senate. But now all of a sudden Trump's there, and we got to do something to stop him. Well, one, these victims shouldn't be a political football. There's real victims here. This shouldn't be a political discussion. It shouldn't be about Republican and Democrat. It should be about right and wrong and breaking the law. But unfortunately, when politics get involved, that's all that matters. Who needs to be protected? It's not the victims, because they don't give a darn about them. They've proven that over the last couple of years. It's only taken Donald Trump needs to be taken down to actually release these files. And that's the wrong reason to do it. in my opinion. And had they really cared, they would have done it years ago. But everybody who was and is somebody has ties in some sort of way to Jeffrey Epstein. And it's about to blow up in their face if all these files get released in the manner in which we want to see them. I don't think it's going to happen that way, but we shall see. Let's take a break. We'll take your questions and comments, text messages, YouTube chats. Jump in the YouTube at any time. Just go over, search up Kern Radio. You can text in or call 661-842-5376. Got some local stories to discuss. A crazy story about a man getting possibly dragged off into the wilderness by a bear or a mountain lion. We'll talk about SNAP benefits, Cal Fresh, or as I grew up on them, food stamps. How many people here locally might be affected and what the new standards are. Plus sports betting. A judge also blocks Texas's redistricting. What should California do now? I'll give you my thoughts. And a pair of tickets to Trans-Siberian Orchestra. All that coming up. We'll squeeze it in, I promise. It's the JR Show. It's Kern Radio. We'll be right back.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180.
What is up, my YouTubers, Gerd and Buckles? The files are a nothing burger. The $2,000 is just talk. Won't be coming out till Congress and Senate approve. Talking is one thing. Doing is another. Let's see. Maxwell is in Club Fed because she did not implicate him. Maybe. Or maybe she's in Club Fed because it's easier access to maybe kill her. I don't know. As for the files, money talks and stuff walks. What happens to names revealed? Does the president get any protections if he is on the list? I don't know. I don't know. So if he is on the list, I mean, there has to be. What's the list, right? What's the list comprised of? People that went to the island, and I guess we can. Would we assume then that everybody that is on the flight list to the islands are pedophiles, I guess, for lack of a better term? Are they the, you know what I mean? Is everybody that was going out there doing those things? I don't know if we'll ever know, and how, who knew what and was what? That's, I think, a bigger question is who knew what? Oh, think of all the people on that list: celebrities, business moguls, people that you probably don't know, CEOs of multinational corporations. I'm sure there's leaders. I mean, Prince Andrew. Come on. Prince Andrew was taken down. He's no longer even a prince. We can't even call him Prince Andrew anymore. There are people that are going to be well known, and there are going to be people on that list that are very powerful that we have never even heard of.
Just isn't right. Call the team that gets it done right. That's Agape Air, keeping homes comfortable for 18 years. Locally owned and always professional. Who knows better than I? They serve my complex. From smart thermostat help to service requests, repairs, replacements, and preventative maintenance. Agape Air is prompt, knowledgeable.
If you guys aren't on our Instagram, head over to the Instagram and find that Megyn Kelly post if you want to try to win tickets on the floor to see Megyn Kelly tomorrow right here in Bakersfield. Get over to our Instagram page.
RN
Welcome back. It's the JR Show. It's Kern Radio. Listen online, kernradio.com. Also on our Kern Radio app and on YouTube, and go over to social media. I'm going to remind you, go at least to our Instagram page and find that Megyn Kelly post. It came up last night. It is a contest to win a pair of tickets on the floor tomorrow night to see Megyn Kelly live right here in Bakersfield at the Dignity Health Arena. Doors open at 7:30. Charlie Sheen will be in attendance. Victor Davis Hanson will be there. I heard that gubernatorial candidate for California, Steve Hilton, will be in attendance as well. You're not going to want to miss it. So go over to our Instagram page as we're running a contest all the way through tomorrow. So you got time to all your friends, tag them, do all the things that the post says to do to get your entries. 661-842-5376. Anything on the text messages there, sir? What do you got?
Trump is the one who, during his campaign, said he wanted the Epstein files released. They were sealed under Biden because Maxwell was still under investigation.
When did that investigation end? I mean, really? That's your defense against why the Democrats haven't done anything about this? Really? Okay. It's great. Yeah. They could have done something a long time ago. But yeah, you're right. Trump did say he wanted them to be released and then reversed course, and now has reversed course again. Whenever politics get involved in any situation, it is a mess. And because it involves so many politicians, probably we'll never know the truth. We might think we're going to get files. We ain't going to get all the files. Like I said, Trump was smart enough to cover his bases, or at least somebody told him, hey, dude, you might want to still try to figure out a way to block certain files. So if we open an investigation over here, these files still say blocked. And over here, these files still say blocked. Start an investigation. Well, why didn't Biden's DOJ do anything about Maxwell? Why didn't they clear up that investigation quickly and try to get him out? No, because they're just as complicit. Look, I don't care. I don't care if you're Democrat, Republican. I don't care. I belong to neither party. Neither. There's a reason for that. I don't care. If you're on that list or if you're complicit in some sort of way, you got to go. And that might lead all the way up to the president, because right now, the only thing that I can see that might be coming out of that is he knew what was going on. And if you knew, you are complicit. You didn't do anything to stop it. And I'm sorry, Trump supporters might not want to hear that, but I don't care. It's bigger than Trump. It's bigger than any politician on that list. It's bigger than any celebrity on the list. It's bigger than any CEO of any multinational corporation that might be on that list. Any leader, Prince Andrew, former prince. I don't care. I'm not here to protect anybody but the victims. Got to get to a break. On the other side, we'll talk about Texas redistricting, what a judge did and what California should do. It's the JR Show. We'll be right back.
With SRN News, I'm Bernie Bennett. The prosecution of former Epstein has hit another hurdle.
The Justice Department acknowledged in court Wednesday a possible lapse in how the case was presented to a grand jury. The revelation that the full grand jury didn't receive a copy of the final indictment came during a hearing where Comey's lawyers asked the judge to throw the case out on grounds of the government is being vindictive. Comey has pleaded not guilty to charges accusing him of making a false statement and obstructing Congress. President Donald Trump's Justice Department says Comey was indicted because he broke the law, not because the president ordered it. Congress is sending President Trump a bill to compel the Justice Department to make public its case files on convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. It's potentially far-reaching development in survivors' years-long push for a public reckoning over how the well-connected financier abused and trafficked teenage
I can look at my
girls.
other coats to see what size they are.
This is SRN News.
Yeah. Left my jacket at the darn Raiders game.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody walked away with it.
There was no, dude. I tried. They took all of them. I was eyeballing 2 or 3 of them because I mean there wasn't very many empty seats around there, and so there was a guy sitting next to me. He was from Chico State, cool, real cool cat. And then there was an empty seat next to him, and then there was a guy and a girl sitting next to that empty seat. And I kept watching that one, and that one disappeared by halftime. So I'm guessing the guy next to him took it. And then there was in the row in front of us an empty chair that was like one over from where I was. And so I kept watching that one. And that one was there after the game. And I go, okay, I'll do what me and Chris do. We'll go down. And then when we come back up, whatever's sitting out on the table is fair game. Dude, there was nothing. Like somebody else cleared them all. Like I felt bad because I went and gave my uncle mine because he was at the game. So I went and met him and gave him a program and a water and some candy and my pen. And so when I went back up and I couldn't find another one, I'm like, oh, dude, I want my pen, dude. So I might have took somebody else's. I feel bad, guys. You didn't hear that. You didn't hear that. It was left unattended. So that means I didn't know it belonged to somebody.
Start your day right. First Look with Scott Cox, 6 to 9 a.m.
On the Thursday edition of the First Look program, we'll be joined by local psychologist Dr. Corey Gonzalez. That means you get mental health advice, we get burritos. And we'll back that up, obviously, with state-of-the-art news and traffic and, yes, weather. It's all happening 6 to 9 a.m. Right here at Newstalk 96.1 and streaming live on the World Wide Webs at KernRadio.com.
First Look with Scott Cox, 6 to 9 a.m. News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. The Armstrong and Getty Show, weekdays noon to 2 on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Now, back to the JR Show.
Despite all my rage, I'm still just a rat in a cage. Despite all my rage, I'm still just a rat in a cage. Welcome back. Our show. It's Kern Radio. Check us out online, kernradio.com. Subscribe, hit that notification bell. Social media, Facebook, X, and Instagram. JR Flores or Why Not JR. If you haven't headed over to our Why Not, you must. There are a pair of floor tickets up for grabs, a giveaway on our Instagram right now. Just head over there. Like I said, search Kern Radio on Instagram. You'll see the Megyn Kelly post. Follow the directions. We'll be picking a winner tomorrow at noon. And you too could be sitting like I on the floor at the Megyn Kelly show tomorrow night at the Dignity Health Arena. It's going to be a good night. I'm excited to see Charlie Sheen. I want to see what that cat has to say. He was on Joe Rogan recently, and so I watched some of that. He's just wild. He's just out there. He killed Charlie Sheen, so it should be a good time. Head over to our Instagram or just go buy your tickets at access.com. But I think it might be sold out. I don't know. So that might be your only way in. Go over. Like our Instagram page. A federal court yesterday blocked Texas from using its newly drawn congressional maps for next year's midterm, ruling that the map is likely an unconstitutional racial gerrymandering. The court ordered Texas to use its previous map, which the state enacted after the 2020 census, like everybody is supposed to do. But, and you can say, oh, well, Trump encouraged Texas to do it and Texas did it, so that gave California the right. No, it didn't give anybody the right to do anything, but it set off the dominoes for many other states to try to follow and do the same thing, this mid-census, mid-decade redistricting. The new map aimed to help get Republicans 5 more seats. Texas will argue that they were doing it because it was all out of whack. We need to fix it. Or at least I guess California was honest and they're like, hey, we just want to fix the game. We just want to fix the system. We're going to lie to you a little bit and tell you, you know, Texas is cheating, so it makes our cheating okay. The governor of California did come out with a comment, or at least a response on his Twitter page or his X page, in which he said, Donald Trump and Hot Wheels, he didn't say Hot Wheels, but that's what that one chick called him, Hot Wheels. Gary Abbott played with fire, got burned, and democracy won. My eyes are rolling in the back of my head right now. The ruling is a win for Texas and every American who fights for free and fair elections. And then I'm going to go ahead and add this last part. Unlike you, Gavin Newsom. Because while you claim, and this was their whole argument to begin with, well, you got to fight fire with fire. And what did I say the whole time? If you fight fire with fire, we're going to end up burning this whole darn thing down. The whole thing. I don't teach my daughter, well, you know, if they did it, you can do it back to them. That's not what I teach her. Well, if they punched you first, yes, defend yourself, but no, you don't always have to punch back. And so this whole fire with fire, and so he comes out with the, well, they got burned. Well, so did Californians there, Mr. Gavin Newsom, governor, presidential wannabe. Your constituents also got burned, and I don't just mean the ones in Paradise, and I don't just mean the ones down in Southern California, in the Palisades. No, that's not what I mean. I mean all those counties in the north that you and all the Democrats up in California fixed, gerrymandered, drew your maps behind closed doors, lied to the voters about why. And then at one point, here was the clever part. At one point, he even said, now, this will only happen. We'll put this in to where this will only be triggered if Texas or any other state enacts their maps. Well, it just so happened somehow, some way, that wording didn't exactly make it into the law. What you voted on didn't carry that last bit of promise. Because then we could say, well, Mr. Governor Newsom, Texas isn't going to be allowed to use their maps anymore, which means they're not going to be enacted, which means you, sir, who claim to fight for democracy, who claims to fight for free and fair elections, should say, well, then if Texas isn't going to use their maps after all, for whatever reason, because it was never said, well, you know, if they decide finally not to use them, but if a judge blocks it, we'll still put ours in. No, none of that's in there. But be the bigger person that you claim to be, the fight for democracy. If your whole reason was we're fighting because Texas is doing this, now Texas isn't going to be allowed to, when are you going to rescind your map? When are you going to pay us back $300 million that it cost for this special election? No, see, you're still going to move forward, even if Texas isn't allowed to, because this was never about, oh, Texas did this. They may have started it, but it is all about control. And everybody's playing with fire. And we, the voters, the citizens of this country, are the only ones getting burned. All of us. Those that may feel displaced in Texas, those that are definitely misplaced in California, because I can break it down for you. I don't reside in Texas. So I'm not going to sit here and say, well, Texas shouldn't do this or Texas shouldn't do that. Or Texas had the right to do this. I'm not a Texan. I'm a Californian. And just when you even look at the voters, just in California alone, there's 22 million registered voters in California. 10 million Democrats, 5.7 million Republicans. And then there's my group, the no party preference people. The ones that look at both sides and say, you know what, y'all are crazy. I don't want to be a part of either one of you. I really don't. But since I only have technically kind of sort of two choices in the matter, convince me why I should vote for you. Not just because there's an R next to your name or because there's a D next to your name. Those are my people, the no party preference. They make up 5 million, almost as big as the Republican Party itself. Because then when you throw in the others, the independents, the green parties, the Ts, the this, the that's, all those other 10 to 15 different little parties, that's 1.6 million. So technically, there's 6.6 million voters that you have to go out and convince. They're not Democrats. "45% of the voters in California are Democrat. 45%. 29% no party preference or other, and 26% are Republican. In the November 2022 elections, for governor, Newsom got 59%, while the Republican got 41%. In those same November elections, the U.S. Senate for California, 61 to 39. Secretary of State, 60 to 40. Lieutenant Governor, 59 to 41. Insurance Commissioner, 60 to 40. All around the same percentage. 2 years later, in the 24 general election, 15 million California voters voted. 9 million voted for Harris. 6 million voted for Trump. In the Senate, remember Schiff and Garvey? 9 million for Schiff. 6 million for Garvey. 40%, 60-40. Remember that number, 60-40. So there's going to be a quiz at the end. Because you contrast that with the results for GOP candidates in the legislature, and it's not even close to 40%. Not even close. In 2024 Congress, voters elected 9 GOP out of 52 districts, 17%. 17%. Despite making up 26% of the voters. Assembly, 19 of the 80, 23%. And state Senate, 10 out of 40, 25%. So while I can't sit here and make an argument for Texas on yes, they should have done it or no, they should have done it, I can sit here and tell you the numbers for my home state. I can tell you California's numbers and how they vote and how we are represented and how lopsided that is. But yes, in yesterday's post to X, I didn't hear Newsom say, oh, and by the way, California voters, guess what I'm going to do? Because I'm the bigger person. Because I don't have to do this, but I should. If Texas isn't going to use their maps, neither should California. But you're not going to see that. Because again, this wasn't about a fight against Texas. It's a fight to disenfranchise you and control everything. And it's an ugly fight, and I'm tired of it. I'm tired of politicians. I'm tired of all of it. Of all of it. So tired. Just take me to break, Chris, so I can take a walk and just relax. Matter of fact, let's give away some tickets. That'll make me happy. Is this the quiz part of the segment where I said, remember those numbers? What numbers did I just say to remember? Don't tell him, Chris. Call up Chris right now. I have a pair of tickets to the Trans-Siberian Orchestra coming to town next Tuesday. They just tell you. I don't need to talk to all those people. 661-842-5376. 661-842-KERN. The first person that can call in and tell Chris the numbers, the percentages I just said of the breakdown for California, you will win a pair of tickets to the Trans-Siberian Orchestra taking place next Tuesday at the Dignity Health Arena. It's all brought to you by Affordable Dentures and Implants. Go ahead and smile because you're so pretty when you do. I added that last part. Got to get to a break. We'll find out who won. We'll talk a little sports betting. Has it gotten out of control? And is that water slide coming to Bakersfield? City Council will discuss it tonight. It's the JR Show. It's Kern Radio. We'll be right back. Oh, what happens to the name? We read that. Think of all the, read that. Were you moving seats to get a better view of the Raiders getting whooped on? No, I didn't, D-boy. Matter of fact, it was I think about halftime when I turned to my buddy Steven and said, we can just drive home right now. Let's not even stay the night another night because we had a room for Monday night. We had a room for Sunday and Monday night, and we snuck up Saturday night and stayed at my dad's house where my sister still lives. But no, I did. It was funny. I did turn to him at halftime. So we could just leave now, dude. We just don't even go back to the room. Just go straight back to Bakersfield. They're terrible. Terrible. I smell a sham. What do you smell a sham about, Gordon? A recycled water park? Yes, Sergio, it is actually. New technology shows, because I know the guy that comes in after me was worried about some stuff. I support it. I'm all about it. I want it. New technology shows that this place will only use the same amount as 3 households would. No, not caca water. Come on, Sergio. I mean, yes, it's going to take a lot of chlorine because you don't want to go in public pools. Let's just be real about it. McMurtry, you guys, there's kids in there. There's kids in there with diapers. There's kids, nah. But no, I don't think it's going to be like, damn it, Sergio. You ain't right, man. Why you got to ruin my water slide dreams? I grew up on White Lane, going down the slides. Come on now. I didn't think about caca water. That water back then on White Lane, and I wasn't alive for the big plunge on Union. But that water back then is probably going to be a lot worse than the water will be at this new water park. Call it Pink Eye Park. Dude, stop. You ain't right, bro. You ain't right. We'll just call one of the slides the rash. The rash. Go down the rash. You ain't right, bro. Oh, man. That's funny. That's funny. Get over to Instagram if you haven't signed up and you want to sit on the floor for Megyn Kelly. There's an opportunity to win a pair of floor tickets on our Instagram. Just go over to Instagram, search up Kern Radio, follow directions on the post from Megyn Kelly. I didn't get to Snap. We'll talk about Snap probably tomorrow. I tried to fit it all in, guys. We need another hour. Let's just be real. Do, 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 do.
96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Back to the JR Show.
Welcome back. Welcome back. It's the JR Show. Who is our winner, Chris? Who is our big winner? Dave. Dave enjoyed Trans-Siberian, or Dave's not here. Okay, you see it. Dave's not here, man. No, it's Dave. No, Dave's not here. Cheech and Chong fans know what I'm talking about. Did they get it right, 60-40, or did you just give it to them? All right, good. I told you there'd be a quiz at the end. Congratulations to Dave. Keep listening all week. I'll have Trans-Siberian Orchestra tickets all the rest of this week. And speaking of giveaways, head over. I'm going to remind you, head over to our Instagram. Go search up Kern Radio. There's a giveaway right now for floor tickets to Megyn Kelly tomorrow, right here in Bakersfield. So you're going to want to get over there and enter into that. Just follow the directions. It'll tell you how you can be entered and win. We will pick that winner. It'll be tomorrow afternoon. What else did I have to talk? Teddy Bear Toss is also next week. We'll start giving away tickets for that later on, I think at the end of this week for Teddy Bear Toss. That's the Saturday after Thanksgiving. If you haven't been, you should. It's a grand old time. It's fun. Take two bears. Don't just take one bear. Take two bears. I take my daughter, and that's one of our favorite games to go to. When the Condors scored their first goal, all the bears hit the ice, and it's all in United Way, collect the bears to give to kids out in our community. So stay tuned for more information. We'll have tickets to give away all next week for that. Tonight at City's Council, they are going to take up, well, we'll just say it's the first steps on what could potentially be a 150-acre water park, golf range, hotels, and commercial businesses. And it's all slated for that little corner off of Mohawk and Hageman. And so it's Mike Ross. And if that name sounds familiar, he runs Christmas Town. I believe it's at the fairgrounds now. Been around for years and years. We give away tickets sometimes. I've been plenty of times. It's a great event. He is proposing to build this facility, like I said, on the corner of Hageman and Mohawk. I discussed it on my Instagram last Friday. I believe, and I was trying to get an interview with him. He's the same guy that wanted to do it out there by Hart Park at one point when they were discussing ways to help bring in funds for that place. That didn't fall through. So now he's proposing this one. Tonight, what the city council is going to hear or vote on is an agreement between, I believe it's Tortuga Water Park LLC and the city They want to enter into an agreement to do an let me start that again. Environmental impact report. And so they're going to vote on that. And that's step one. Now, no cost is coming out of the city for that. The company that wants to build the place has already said that they are going to pay for that report. They just need the city to sign off on it, basically. Now, I know people are also worried about, well, we're in a drought and there's water issues and da 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 da. They have also stated for this water park that it's supposed to, with new technology, only use up to what the same amount of 3 average households would use in a day. That's what they claim. Now, there are probably a whole ton of other things you could be worried about and concerned about. I'm all for it. I like the idea. I grew up on White Lane going down 4 slides and then they added a tube to it. And we thought it was the coolest thing in the whole wide world. And we spent most of the summer there. It kept us out of trouble. Going down water slides all day. And then they even built a maze next to it. They had like one of those mazes where you had to find your way through. I don't know if they had miniature golf, but maybe they added miniature golf as well. And I think there was at a point that you could even do bungee jumping at that place. Not that I suggested or would do it myself. Seems a little dangerous. But I'm all for it. I like the idea. It's not going to cost the city anything. It's a private company that wants to do it. So all cost primarily falls on the company. Like I said, they've already said they're going to pay for the why can't I say that stupid word? Environmental impact report, EIR. Any connections that might be made to the city as far as waters and sewers and whatnot, all that has to be, they just up those fees. If you want to build something and connect it to the city lines, you have to pay for that. That doesn't come out of the city. So there's no real cost to the city in this. Which you guys know me. If it was the city trying to do this, I would say, hold on, slow down, wait a second. We've got all kinds of things we need to work out. But a private company wants to come and do this, I'm all for it. I like the water slides. Like I said, I grew up on White Lane. How about you guys? 661-842-5376, 661-842-KERN. Let's read so that would be tonight's city council meeting. That's just the first step. It does, even if they approve this, that doesn't mean we're technically going to get a water park, okay? It's just the first, very, very, very first baby step in what could be a water park. Anything on the text board before we get out of here for the day, sir?
Yeah, I got one here.
What do you got?
Regarding the water park, that is a crappy piece of land.
Begging for new life. Begging. It's just an empty lot. Let somebody come in and develop it that has a great idea that would benefit the residents. And that's how it should be. Let private companies come in and provide those things. Instead of spending $2 million building stages at parks and pickleball courts and $2 million city spends on those things. Not that we have any other structural things we need to take care of. Go ahead. It's fine. This is private, and I support it. Got to get out of here. Make room for the Ralph Bailey Show, hosted by Teresa Goldner. Stick around for that. I believe she's still going to have Howard Marcus on and a whole lot of other guests you want to hear. Thanks for hanging out. This is the JR Show. Lily, Dad loves you. All right, you guys, I got to get out of here, make room for Teresa Goldner. I believe she is hanging out doing YouTube Live. So stick around for that. She'll have a hoot. She's got Howard Marcus, a couple of other guests. So thanks for hanging out, you guys. Be good to one another.